Here we are tonight at the Palmer House Hilton for the 22nd Friends of Conservation Ball. The FOC has been around for 31 years, providing conservation efforts in the Masai Mara area of Kenya. And this is the founder, Rhoda Butler, along with her mom and your dad. And so tell me a little bit about the organization.
Friends of Conservation was founded to help the Maasai in the greater Masai Mara ecosystem in Kenya find sustainable ways to live. The Mara is so gorgeous, Candace. Every summer following the new grass after the rains, the wildebeest migration, which is the greatest remaining mammal migration on Earth of over 2 million animals, passes through the Mara in herds of 100,000 at a time in July and August, following the new grass after the rains. It is the most valuable tourist destination in all of East Africa and incredibly important to the economy for Kenya and for the Maasai. And it is the most visited area for tourists, as you might imagine. So it's economically totally strategic to all of East Africa.
Well, I love what you do, and I'm thrilled to be here to cover this event. I know you've got an amazing live auction packages from Abercrombie & Kent, which is one of your major supporters, right?
Correct.
What are some of the auction packages?
We have a trip to India in the raffle from A&K. We have a trip to China in the auction. We have a trip to Antarctica in the auction. My mother, Jory Kent, really is the founder of Friends of Conservation, and she wrote me into this work 7 years later because she was so tired of my telling her how to do it.
Well, how is she doing, Jory?
Well, I think she's doing beautifully, mainly because I haven't come back in and told her what to do. Because no matter what we do as far as saving the ecosystems and the wildlife, it can happen. It isn't going to last. It can't be sustainable unless the people who live in those areas and then communities agree and see that it is their future. And that's what we teach them. It's what we teach them in the wildlife clubs and what we say all the time. Rhoda's really the fifth generation of butlers who have deeply believed in conservation of habitat, wildlife,
I love
ecosystems.
that. I love that. And you know, I was at last year's FOC ball, and it was absolutely more fun than you could shake a stick at it. Everybody supported it. Everybody's bidding like crazy on your auction packages, and I know tonight is not going to be any different.
$1,000 bill. Who wants the house? I got 1,000 there, left there, through there. And now 3,000 through there. 500. And now it's $6,000. Two people. 6. And now it's 7,000. You're out. 8,000. 8. And now it's 9,000. Now $9,000. 9 in the room. 9 there. And now it's 10. Now you don't have 10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll sell two of them. $9,000.
So here we are with Steve Snyder, and he's the animal handler here with this darling little lemur, George. So tell me about this little darling creature.
Well, he's, I believe he's 3 years old. He's a male. He's from Madagascar. There's 60 different species of lemur. The only place on planet Earth that they actually live is Madagascar.
And did you bring other animals too?
There's a baby white tiger behind us. I could bring him out.
Oh, I would love that.
We use these animals for educational purposes to bring awareness about cohabitation with people and animals.
Is he? How old is this little baby? What is
This is
it?
a white Bengal tiger. He's 8 weeks old.
And he's not happy to be here.
Well, he's a baby. He's just a baby, so that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
A lot of people want alligators as pets, and they don't realize they get 18 feet long, 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I'm really good with 2 chihuahuas right now.
there you go. There you go.
What really attracts me to this cause in particular of conservation, community conservation, is it deals with not only wildlife but also human beings. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. They think it's a wildlife-based charity, but FOC has built dozens and dozens of schools from the Maasai. They employ scouts that go after the poachers, which is a terrible problem. They educate the children, the people, to take care of their own lands and to make them self-sufficient. It's just an absolutely, it just clicked with me on so many different levels.
You've emceed this event how many years now?
How many years? 3, 4, something? Has it been 4 years? 4 years. And I've loved every single moment of it. I went on the trip without knowing anything about this organization. And so I just took my son because I wanted to take him on safari. He loves animals. But I thought I want to have him have some sort of an educational experience while he's there. They said, well, we have a school over there, And so if you want to take a look at the school, we'll arrange for that to happen. And the animals are beautiful and wonderful, but going to that school was the highlight of the trip.
The one thing that I really notice and love about this event is the passion everyone has, and I think my lovely fiance just captured it so well, so elegantly, and I just love letting her take care of our comments and all of our speaking, and I just fade to the background and try to look good.
Oh, you do look good. You go to a lot of events. Is this not incredibly unique?
This is incredibly unique on so many different levels. I mean, because it's an unusual cause. I mean, usually there's typical causes. This is something that affects the world. It's a global problem. And then, of course, to have the animal presentation. Come on.
When they bring out that long snake again, my heart's not in it anymore. I gotta go.
That's right. Yeah, you're out of the room by then, Kenny.
I was very lucky many years ago now to buy a lion cub in Harrods when it was legally able to do that. And as you know, they grow very, very rapidly. And from this gorgeous little creature who was about the size of this lovely little tiger, by a year he was about so high, and we thought we've got to find somewhere else for him. Mm-hmm. And we had a wonderful opportunity to take him to George Adamson, who was the man who had Elsa, and his wife Joy had written the book Born Free. Sure. So he was the most experienced lion man in the world. And he said, look, I'd like to try and rehabilitate him back into Africa and make a kind of story of a focus of people's concerns for conservation and awareness. Christian, he was an extraordinary lion because he succeeded. And it wasn't easy. You can't just put a lion back into the wild. You have to build a pride around him. And George did that, and it took 2.5 years, but then he went completely wild, and we went back to visit him twice. The first time is that clip that's on YouTube, which is an extraordinary piece of footage when you see an animal that can remember you after a year of being in the wild.
Yeah, it went viral, obviously. This clip went viral. I mean, were you shocked that he remembered you?
No, I wasn't, because it's body language. If you haven't seen a friend for a year, you know instantly if they're pleased to see you. They're making nice hello noises, as he did. And so we realized that he'd recognized us and was excited to see us. And the only danger in that sequence was that he was running at 25 miles an hour, weighs 250 pounds, and so we were a bit kind of bracing ourselves because he was a big boy. Yeah. And he was never seen again, but that's a successful rehabilitation because you don't want them coming back all the time. No, he did it. So he went from Harrods back to where he came from.
Oh, I love it. That is the most magnificent story.
I truly believe in supporting these causes, and if you can get something wonderful, why not? So I bought the South Africa trip. It's on my bucket list, and I'm so excited. And also, this cause is unbelievable.
My whole life I've wanted to go fly fishing, and this is an opportunity in Montana where they filmed the movie, a river runs through it. We'll be in the actual river doing it.
Oh. So do you wear waders for that?
You wear waders for that, and to be honest, I need a lesson because I'm a good fisherman. Never gone fly fishing, so this is really exciting.
The package, for better or for worse, my wife bought it. So I'm along for the ride. And
so you go wherever she tells you to go.
Exactly. So I think I was at the bathroom when this happened. No, I wasn't, but we are going to Chile.
Well, I just appreciate so much the environmental work that they do and the conservation work that they do in Africa. The African continent is an amazing place, tremendous diversity and resources and cultures there. And the work that FOC does is great, particularly their work with girls. And I have the most important people in my life are the women in my family, and we're very supportive of women's causes. So it's a no-brainer to support FOC.
And so, Paul, I was so touched when you were presented with these beads created by the Masai Mara tribe. I mean, on behalf, thanking you for your contributions.
Very honored.
How do you feel about it?
Very honored. In particular, it was actually given to me by my niece, my table mate. It was really a surprise. And it's actually such incredibly beautiful beadwork. And they'll hear me coming in a wonderful, wonderful way. And I will cherish this forever.
I'm just blown away with everybody's generosity and their love. I mean, it is just so exciting, I can't tell you.
Well, tonight's event for the Friends of Conservation was another wonderful evening for conservation efforts to save animals like this, even though these don't need any saving, but there are many, many more that do. So it was a wonderful night of fundraising. They did a great job, wonderful live auction packages. My hat's off to Roy Butler and her family for founding this wonderful event. I'm proud to be here on behalf of Watch 312 and these guys.